Let's begin with the big political headlines coming in from Punjab. The Congress so far has refused to commit to one face as their chief ministerial candidate. But a video that was now put up by the Congress party, a 36-second video, seems to give a hint that the grand old party is putting its might behind the current Chief Minister, Charanjit Singh Channi. Here are the details in our next report, and questions loom right now on exactly how Sidhu will react to this.
The political thriller in Punjab twists and turns to serve new surprises every day. This time, it's a message by Sonu Sood that is adding fuel to the war of Sardars. The Bollywood actor and philanthropist is seen in the video backing a leader from humble origins. The video cuts away to Charanjit Channi, projecting him to be the Congress face for the Chief Minister's job. The official Congress Twitter handle has tweeted the video, seemed to suggest Channi as the CM candidate.
उसको स्ट्रगल नहीं करनी पड़े, उसको बताना नहीं पड़े कि मैं चीफ मिनिस्टर कैंडिडेट हूँ, मैं डिजर्व करता हूँ. वो ऐसा होना चाहिए जो बैक बेंचर हो और उसको पीछे से उठा के ले और बोल कि तू डिजर्व करता, तू बनो. वो जो बनेगा वो देश बदल सकता है.
A cryptic announcement that won't go down too well with Punjab Congress chief Navjot Sidhu, who is also eyeing the post.
अगर पॉपुलर है तो प्रमाणित करने की क्या जरूरत है? देखिए वो सूर्य है, वो प्रमाण देता है कि उसमें प्रकाश है. क्या उसका तेज प्रमाण नहीं है? That which needs to be proven is not worth a toss. खुद से कहने से, अपने मुंह से शादी मुबारक कहने से कुछ नहीं होगा. लोग अगर कहेंगे, हाईकमांड अगर कहेगी, तो उस बात में वजन है.
Sidhu's claim, notwithstanding Channi, who was appointed CM after Captain Amrinder Singh walked out, is emerging a strong contender who refuses to blink.
मैं भैया रूटीन सी लाइफ जीता हूँ, कोई वजन नहीं लेता अपने आप पे. पब्लिक में रहता हूँ, पब्लिक के काम करता हूँ. पैसा पब्लिक का पब्लिक को ही देता हूँ. किसी अमीर के घर ये पैसा नहीं जाएगा, जिसका है उसी के पास जाएगा. मैं पब्लिक का आदमी हूँ, पब्लिक के साथ हूँ, पब्लिक में रहता हूँ. जितना मुझे समय मिला मैं उसका सदुपयोग कर रहा हूँ. ना सोता हूँ, ना सोने देता हूँ.
The race for Chief Minister's chair has turned into a political potboiler. Channi factor is key to the Congress's electoral prospects. The party aims to sweep the Dalit vote, which is 33% of state's population. But will the party be able to placate a sulking Sidhu again? Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, Charanjit Singh Channi and Sidhu are squaring off again in Punjab, this time over the fact that Channi's brother has been denied a ticket. He says that he's a deserving candidate, and it's Navjot Singh Sidhu who's denied him a ticket because he was misled by some MLAs.
War of Sardars reignites in poll-bound Punjab. This time, the face-off has turned personal. Brother of Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi has been denied a poll ticket, and sources say Navjot Singh Sidhu, Chief of Pradesh Congress Committee, was behind the move. While Channi was keen to get a ticket for his brother Dr. Manohar Singh, who quit government job and took VRS, sources suggest Sidhu instead supported sitting MLA Gurpreet Singh GP. Dr. Manohar Singh, en route his CM brother's residence, said Sidhu has been misled.
नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू ने पहले ये अनाउंस किया, ही इज प्रेसिडेंट, और अनाउंस कर सकता है कि मेरा कैंडिडेट है ये है, लेकिन उसको प्रोसीजर फॉलो करना होगा. जो प्रोसीजर उसने फॉलो नहीं किया, पहले ही डिक्लेयर कर दिया. यहाँ के लोगों को उसने कंफ्यूजन में डाला कि ये कैंडिडेट होगा. फिर उसने यहाँ के कुछ MLAs हैं, उन्होंने मिसगाइड किया है वहाँ जाके, कि नहीं जी चन्नी का भाई नहीं जीत पाएगा, चन्नी को भाई को टिकट मत दे देना, ऐसे ना हो जाए, ऐसे ना हो जाए। ये काम करके उन्होंने गलत बात करके ये लोगों के साथ धोखा किया, मेरे साथ धोखा किया। लोगों ने इकट्ठे होकर मुझे कल बताया कि तुम इंडिपेंडेंट लड़ो, मैं इंडिपेंडेंट लड़ रहा हूँ।
This latest face-off comes despite Sidhu's admission that all is well between the two top faces.
लगातार एक्सपोज करते आए कैप्टन को और घोड़ी चढ़ गए चन्नी।
देखिए मेरी एक बात समझिए कि वो हाईकमांड बेटर जानती है, मैं कभी भी किंतु परंतु नहीं करता। ऐसे
क्या रोका आपको बनने से, किसने रोका?
मेरी एक बात समझिए
जी,
मैं बनूं कोई और बने, है तो कांग्रेस ना, मैं अध्यक्ष हूं, तो क्या अध्यक्ष किसी से कम है?
Aam Aadmi Party is trying to use Congress internal differences to jump from 20 seats, while Shiromani Akali Dal will want to regain lost ground of 2017. Congress is the ruling party in Punjab government with 77 seats. AAP is trying to use Congress internal differences to jump from 20 seats, while Shiromani Akali Dal will want to regain lost ground of 2017. Aam Aadmi Party has accused Congress of ignoring the Dalits and Channi in ticket allotment.
सूबे के मुख्यमंत्री चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी साहब को कांग्रेस पार्टी उनके ना भाई को ना कुटुंब को किसी को एक भी टिकट नहीं दी। यह दिखाता है कि कांग्रेस ने सिर्फ चन्नी साहब का इस्तेमाल किया, चन्नी साहब को यूज एंड थ्रो किया और उनका मकसद सिर्फ एक समाज के वोट लेने का था।
Will the latest personal face-off lead to a bigger fallout? And eventually, who will benefit from the war of Sardars within the Congress? With Kamaljeet Sandhu in Morinda, Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, another political player in Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party is hoping to create a dent in the upcoming assembly elections in Punjab. And today at noon, they're going to be announcing exactly who their CM face is going to be. There's been endless speculation on this, but there's no doubt that the front-runner remains Bhagwant Mann. The announcement will be made at 12 noon by the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Remember that the Aam Aadmi Party did a telephonic survey on who should be its party face for the upcoming Punjab polls. AAP has said that they've received over 19 lakh responses to the number released by the party. The national convener Kejriwal asked people on Thursday who should be the party's chief ministerial face in the Punjab Assembly elections, even as he had stated that his own preference for the post is Bhagwant Mann.
ये तो लगभग तय हो चुका कि आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी, तो आम आदमी पार्टी का जो भी सीएम चेहरा होगा वो पंजाब का अगला सीएम होगा। भगवंत मान जी हमारे बहुत प्यारे हैं, मेरा छोटा भाई है, आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े नेता हैं। हम भी अपने कमरे में बैठ के मैं तो कह रहा था कि भगवंत मान को बना देते हैं। भगवंत मान जी हमारे बहुत प्यारे हैं, मेरा छोटा भाई है, आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े नेता हैं। हम भी अपने कमरे में बैठ के मैं तो कह रहा था कि भगवंत मान को बना देते हैं। भगवंत ने कहा नहीं, जनता से पूछना चाहिए सर। भगवंत ने कहा कि जो जनता मेरे को जिम्मेदारी देगी वो जिम्मेदारी मैं पूरी करूंगा। ये बंद कमरे पे सीएम का चेहरा डिसाइड करने का ये सिलसिला बंद करना चाहिए।
Let's focus on what's happening in Uttar Pradesh. Remember that considering the third wave is upon us and it is poll season, the Election Commission has extended its ban on massive political gatherings, on events till January 22nd. So keeping that in mind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be campaigning in Uttar Pradesh, but virtually. He's going to be addressing his first virtual program with BJP workers in Varanasi that's scheduled to happen at 11 a.m. today. The Prime Minister will hold a digital dialogue through the Namo app. To maximize the buzz and ensure greater reach, the UP BJP unit has also appealed to people to share their views and suggestions on Twitter via the Namo app. Amid the rising COVID cases in all of the poll-bound states, the EC has barred parties from conducting physical rallies and roadside gatherings for the next 5 days. Directing all parties to adhere to poll code and COVID guidelines, the EC mentioned that the state or administration must ensure model code of conduct as well as compliance with all existing COVID norms. I'll also tell you about the big political war of words that's playing out between the BJP and the SP. This is over the SP's Kairana candidate. The BJP's maintained that the candidate, Nahid Hasan, is the man behind the Hindu exodus in Kairana. There are a number of cases registered against him. He's lodged in jail as well. And that's why this issue has now reached the Supreme Court. A PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court on the SP's Kairana candidate that's now seeking that the Samajwadi Party be deregistered for choosing Nahid Hasan.
Face-off over Kairana candidates explodes. The BJP and Samajwadi Party are in a war of words after Akhilesh Yadav's party fielded MLA Nahid Hasan, the Neta accused of role in the exodus of over 300 Hindu families from Kairana. CM Yogi Adityanath has attacked the SP leadership for fielding rioters, calling it their version of social justice.
समाजवादी पार्टी गठबंधन की जो सूची आई है, उस सूची को भी सबने देखा है। कैराना में हिंदू व्यापारियों के पलायन के लिए जिम्मेदार लोगों को टिकट देना समाजवादी पार्टी और गठबंधन के चरित्र को उजागर कर देता है
कि समाजवादी पार्टी में वो जाते हैं जो दंगा करते हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी में वो शामिल होते हैं जो दंगइयों को पकड़ते हैं।
Under relentless attacks from the BJP, the Samajwadi Party is doing a rethink. The party may replace Hasan with someone from his family who has a clean record.
तो अगर उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया है तो उनके परिवार में जिनके ऊपर एक भी मुकदमा नहीं होगा उनको टिकट देंगे.
A plea has been filed in the Supreme Court to deregister the Samajwadi Party for fielding an alleged gangster. The petition filed by BJP's lawyer Ashwini Upadhyay also claims that Hasan had failed to publish his criminal antecedents, violating the Supreme Court orders and Election Commission rules.
It looks like that Nahid Hasan and the issue of Kairana is going to be a prominent point for the 2022 battle, raising questions by the BJP over SP and their top leaders. In Lucknow with cameraman Sandeep, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
News that does have us all hopeful is the fact that COVID cases amid this third wave are dipping in metro cities, which have been the worst affected so far if you look at the case count. There is, of course, a caveat here, which is that testing numbers have also gone down. So let's get you the latest data from the Health Ministry. The national capital has recorded over 12,000 cases in the last 24 hours, approximately 3,000 lesser than yesterday. The worrying sign, however, is the decline in testing. Around 45,000 tests were conducted in the national capital. That's the lowest count since November last year. The positivity rate in Delhi stands at 28%. Meanwhile, the maximum city, Mumbai, is also witnessing a decline in COVID cases. Around 6,000 cases tested positive for COVID out of 47.5 thousand tests conducted. Bengaluru has also seen a downward trend in the number of daily COVID cases. But the question being raised is whether this drop in COVID cases is clearly due to a dip in testing. At this point, the number of infections that are being reported on a daily basis is over 2 lakh cases, which is similar to what we saw in the deadly second wave. But right now, there are a few changes in the guidelines. For example, in the testing norms in India. Keeping that in mind, will the trajectory of this current wave also change in India? Are all the predictions still holding true? Milind Sharma gets us those details.
India is clocking over 2 lakh cases every day. Test positivity rate is nearly 20%. Sources in the government have expressed concerns over India's COVID wave, bringing as many case infections as it did during the second wave. Some experts, however, say we may be nearing the peak very soon. According to the projections by IIT Kanpur, Professor Maninder Agarwal, Delhi has already reached a peak on 16th January. Mumbai peaked on 12th Jan, 2 days before model prediction. And numbers are decreasing rapidly, while Kolkata peaked on 13th, 1 day before predicted. Across the country, the trajectory of the COVID cases and peaks have changed significantly. Experts believe it could be due to changes in ICMR's guidelines for testing strategy.
Home testing has come in, and some of these results are not being entered into official databases. This will result in some undercounting. Even with aggressive testing in 2020, not all cases could be identified in a community. For instance, in Kerala, 1 out of 5 cases only could be identified, compared to approximately 1 in 30 national average. With a much faster spreading Omicron, it will be even more difficult to correctly identify all the cases in the community, which is why we need to have a shift towards an outcome-based approach. That is, to reduce the spread, we need to isolate people to the extent possible.
Experts say that hospitalizations will continue to be low, but one will need to wait and watch to understand trajectories better as the new phases stabilize. With Milind Sharma in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
After all the drama that played out in Australia, Novak Djokovic is back home in Serbia, but now faces trouble with the next Grand Slam as well, the French Open, because France now has mandated that any sporting event, all athletes and spectators must be fully vaccinated. Again, a mandate that Djokovic doesn't meet. He's the defending champion at the French Open. Will he get to play, or will he face the same fate as he faced in Australia, remains the question.
Trouble refuses to subside for Novak Djokovic. After the embarrassment of being deported from Australia and not being allowed to participate at the Australian Open, the world number 1 is now in danger of being barred from the French Open too. France has passed a new vaccination law on Sunday, which may force Djokovic to either get vaccinated or forget about defending his title at Roland Garros. The new law makes it mandatory for people to have a certificate of vaccination to enter public places such as restaurants, cafes, cinemas, and long-distance trains. The French Sports Ministry has issued a statement saying the vaccine pass will be imposed as soon as the new law is promulgated in establishments that were already subject to the health pass. This will apply to everyone who is a spectator or a professional sports person. Djokovic in the past has made his reservations against getting vaccinated loud and clear. But all that came back to haunt him when he landed in Australia more than a couple of weeks ago, going through some massive embarrassment. The world number 1 Serb is currently locked at 20 Grand Slam titles each with Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal, and was hoping to go one up to become the most successful men's singles player. If he continues to stick to his guns over his strong beliefs against vaccination, there could be more embarrassment in store for the best tennis player of this last 1 decade. Sports Bureau, India Today.